Hello, everyone. Very, very warm welcome to all of you to our Thursday evening talk. I do see familiar faces. Thank you very much for joining us almost every time. Those of you on Zoom, I can see you. And welcome to all of them also who are joining us on Facebook and YouTube Live. Today, all of you are here because everyone likes silence, right? Today our talk is Journey into the Silence. And I would like to say that initially our speaker for today was Ines Frank, but she wasn't able to available for this talk. So we have Rona Schweitz with us, who all of you know, most of you. But before we start with our talk, just a little bit, as usual, our upcoming events. And this time, what we made is a list on one screen. So you can take a screenshot of it if you would like. And I'm going to just share it real quick. Can you all see the screen? Okay. I'm assuming you all do. And give me like 1 second. All right. So our upcoming special event, and really, really want to let you know about it because it's our 7-day meditation retreat. Basically, it's a meditation course in a retreat format starting this Monday, May 2nd. And it will be in the evening, 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We really, really encourage all of you to join this course if you haven't, and if you are interested in learning about meditation. And not just meditation, but a lot more. For this particular course, you are required to register. It will be available on Zoom, so you can ask questions as well. And for that, you can visit our website, manhattanmeditationcenter.org, and you can register. And for your easy access, I will also put the link in a chat window. And then we have our everyday events: Power Boost, Good Night Meditation, Power Boost Noontime, 15-minute, very refreshing, a little sharing and a meditation, and Good Night Meditation. So everyone likes to go to bed very peacefully, right? So we have a 15-minute Good Night Meditation every day. And then, of course, the Thursday talk on every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you would like, you can take a screenshot of this, but all the events are there on our website. So we encourage you to visit the website frequently so that you are up to date with our all events. Okay. And now I'm going to welcome Sister Rona. Rona Shais, who everyone knows her as Sister Rona. Most of you know her, so I don't think we need another introduction. So, Sister Rona, very warm welcome.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this Thursday evening talk, and also welcome especially for those who are at the center in person. It is very nice to see how things are evolving, and gradually, center is not just Zoom anymore. We're getting people in person also. And yes, some are asking, Ines Frank was supposed to do this talk tonight, but she had to leave. to go to our retreat center upstate, Peace Village, where she is for a special retreat. So she asked if I could fill in for her. You will see her again next month. Tonight's talk is to journey into silence. And actually, the idea is that it is not just a talk, but that we will experiment and experience, and then you get a taste of that silent and that still mind, at least to diminish the noise that is there. So maybe we can start with exercise in silencing the mind. Let us just take this hour to explore inner silence. And the first thing to do for that is to allow yourself to fully be here this hour. Not only physically, but also in your mind. For this hour, there's no need to think about anything else or anyone else or work or what is going on in the world. No need. Allow yourself this hour to just be here and explore this beautiful word and what it would entail to experience it, this silence. And so for a few minutes, allow the body to be comfortable, but not so comfortable that you fall asleep, but just relax and back straight, feet flat on the floor if possible. Take them out of your shoes or slippers and let them touch the floor. Relax the hands and the shoulders, and for these coming moments, we accept everything as it is. You accept this body, you accept your circumstances, you accept the people around, you accept this world as it is for a few moments. So no need to think about it, no need to worry, no need to get annoyed or anxious. You accept it as it is. And actually, also a little feeling of gratitude, because no matter how it is, and no matter what the condition, and no matter what the condition of this body, it still allows you to be and to live and to experience. And so become aware of these two aspects. Body that is gross and tangible, and the inner being, the invisible experiencer. The one who is the creator of thoughts and feelings. Invisible inner being, the soul. And just try and grasp this. And become aware, yes, there is a body, and yes, there is the world of matter. But we are these invisible experiencers, beings of consciousness, soul. And we can use this beautiful image of light, tiny star, living light, operating from the center of the forehead, just light. And fill your mind with this image of tiny star, a being of pure, serene light. Just hold this in your mind for a few moments and allow this sense of subtle spiritual self as an invisible experiencer, one who is operating this body like a driver who drives the car. The one who is making the mouth move. The one who is using the eyes to see. Using the ears to hear. That is the soul. Timeless, non-physical, invisible, spiritual being. And if other thoughts come in the mind, don't fight with them, but also don't give them attention. Just like clouds, they come and they go. So other thoughts, they come and they go. But you stay with this thought of timeless living spiritual being, an invisible presence in the body, in the center of the forehead. And if you want to use an image, then use the image of this tiny, tiny star of serene, pure, peaceful light. One who is a guest in this world, a guest in this body. Thank you. So this journey into silence we all love silence, no? Or I think so, otherwise you wouldn't be here listening to this.
Here.
Many of us love silence, many of us love peace, many of us would like to experience on a more consistent basis peace and silence. And it is quite a challenge, especially living in Manhattan. I don't think there is a space here anywhere where there is physical silence. Even during the lockdown, and so there was no silence. But when in the context of spirituality and in the context of meditation, we talk about silence, then we actually talk about inner silence. We talk about silence of the mind. And silence within the Raj Yoga context does not necessarily mean zero thoughts, because that is sometimes the idea that we want to blank our mind or stop the thoughts. Have you ever tried stopping your thoughts? You think it's possible to stop your thoughts? The aim is not so much to stop our thoughts, but the aim is to cultivate thoughts that are empowering, thoughts that are enriching, thoughts that are peaceful, thoughts that are noble, thoughts that are elevated. And to stop these cyclical thoughts, you have had that experience? Cyclical thoughts? Have you had that experience? The same thought again and again and again and again and again and again.
Yes, yes.
You don't want it, but it comes again. And then you don't want it, and you fight with it, and it comes again. That is like the noise in our head. Thoughts that we don't want, thoughts that are disempowering, thoughts that are creating chaos inside. And so, where are these thoughts coming from? Because you don't want them. Why are these thoughts there? And how is it that I don't have control? If who's creating, who, from where these thoughts are coming, they are coming from you, not anybody else making your thoughts. So how is it that we have lost control over this machine that produces thoughts? And how can we get control back? Now, just as a little illustration, and then we will go again in the practice. If this is your mind, I will share screen. Hopefully you can all see the whiteboard. Maybe you can come and just, so that you can see the board, just a few minutes, and then we'll go back. Okay, so if this is our mind, just a sketch for educational purposes. One of the things that we store in our mind and in our subconscious is our self, how do you call it? Idea of self, or self-image, or our sense of identity. Now, for example, one self-image may be, I am a woman, no, female. Oh, sorry, the wrong sign. I am a woman. That may be one. Another one may be that I am a doctor. And in our minds, we have many, many self-images that we carry. Some is based on position, some is based on possession, some is based on ethnicity, some is based on your financial abilities, some is based on your relationship, that I am the wife of so-and-so, or I am the friend of so-and-so, or I am the child of so-and-so, I am an American, or I am European. All these identities that we carry within our subconscious, most of it we are not consciously thinking about. You don't go about your day thinking, I am a woman, I am a woman, I am a woman. But it is as if in your awareness, and you act from there. No, or this sense of identity connected with your job, or with your possessions, or relationships, that I am the mother of these children. And each of these self-image that we carry, or identity, is what we call ego. Ego literally means I am. Its Latin root is I am. And so I am a woman, I am a doctor, I am white, I am rich, I am American. All these different egos are there in our mind. And every one of these identities wants to be the boss in your mind. So for example, the identity of doctor feels that he is more important than any one of those other roles. And likes to talk. I am doctor, wants everyone to know I am doctor, and wants to be praised as a doctor. And other identities want the same. They want to be noticed, want to be seen. This is simplified, but this is what is going on in our mind all the time. And all these thoughts that we have, usually, especially these cyclical thoughts, they are around all these different self-images that we carry in our mind, or these egos. Now, spirituality tells us all of these egos are not the real you. You are not a woman. Female is the characteristic of this body. And you are not this body. You are a spiritual being using this body, operating this body. You are a soul, which is beyond gender. It's just like the car. Female is like the brand of the car. And the driver goes in the car, uses the car, and at some stage leaves the car again. So same way, this body is like a precious and intricate and sophisticated vehicle, but a vehicle. And the being of consciousness, the soul, is the real you. The one who uses the brain, the one who uses the body to express and experiment. And so when we disidentify, when we detach from all these limited self-images that we carry, then these ego, they become smaller And there's not the need to show or to talk loud or to all the time worry about whether they know I'm doctor or not, who cares? So those thoughts will become much less. And that true identity of the self as this spiritual being. I'm not able to draw it very sophisticated, but you understand what I mean. The beautiful being of light. That sense of self becomes strong. And the being of light is timeless. No, doctor is not timeless. There is a moment that you get your diploma and there will be a time that you have to retire. Doctor is not timeless, but the being of consciousness is timeless. Woman even is not timeless also, because that is associated with the body. The soul existed before this body took shape. And the soul will continue on the journey after this body finishes. So the being of consciousness, the real you, is timeless, is a temporary visitor in this world, a temporary visitor in this body. And another aspect or another implication of this timeless is imperishable. Word that is generally used for vegetables and fruits. Perishable or not? Is this perishable or not? But the real you, the being of consciousness, is imperishable. Body is not, but you are imperishable. And imperishable means no end, means no death. And that leads us to a feeling of being. How does it feel? Hmm? 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 Confused? Yeah, this no end, imperishable. Eternal, very good. What other? Also, one thing that happened is in this awareness of timeless and imperishable and guest in this world, I don't own anything, so I cannot lose anything. So the combination of no end, I can't lose anything. How does that make you feel? Free, very good. Free, no end, can't lose anything. What other feeling comes up? That when you're free? Okay. But if you can't lose anyone, happy, you feel happy, very good. Another feeling that comes is you feel powerful, very good. Someone is saying you feel secure. Can't lose anyone. Imperishable. Not only you are imperishable, everyone else is also a soul. Everyone else is also a being of consciousness. Imperishable. And I don't own anyone. I cannot lose anyone. but everyone also is timeless, imperishable. So in this awareness of the self as a spiritual being, a soul, there is this sense of security, of power, of timelessness, of no end, of never ever losing anyone or anything, because I never owned anyone in the first place. Now, these feelings complete, everything becomes extra. These feelings is what is called inner silence. These feelings is what gives that experience of serenity and a still mind. And more these feelings will grow and are cultivated, these egos, they will become smaller and smaller and smaller, and they will look silly even. Now, it will look silly to worry about whether they will praise my job or not. And endlessly worry about that, or some anxiety, or some cyclical thought about food or chocolate or what. It will look silly because you have now access to higher thoughts and higher experiences. But we need to cultivate this. We are not used to using our mind in this way. We are not used to thinking about ourselves as an invisible presence, as a tiny star, a living light, a guest in this body. We are used to thinking about ourselves in terms of gender, in terms of skin color, in terms of position and possession. We are so used to that, or in terms of our relationships, our physical relationships with others. I am the mother, or I am the wife, or I am friend, or no, just to come back to the essence of who we truly and eternally are. Timeless, immortal, imperishable, invisible being of light. And then there is another beautiful part to this, which is like a next step in your exploration, is everyone is a soul. Everyone is a spiritual living light. And we all belong together as a family of souls. And we all belong to that invisible, timeless dimension of silence, of light. And we all belong to the Supreme Soul. The Supreme Soul is the one who always holds this soul awareness, and therefore is always in these feelings of peace, of love, of bliss, like an ocean. The Supreme Soul is who is called God, or so many names, Shiva, Jehovah. That one who is ever pure, ever clean, and never get into these attachments and this tangle of egos. Always holds that soul awareness, and therefore is like an ocean of stillness, an ocean of peace. And what spiritual knowledge says is that innately every soul has that same what is made up of the same as the Supreme Soul. So we are innately also beings of peace, beings of love, beings of bliss, beings of wisdom, beings of power. But all these false these limited self-images have crept into our consciousness. And we create a sense of value and a sense of self based on things that are limited. And that creates the noise inside. I want this, I need this, why they say like this, why they don't say like this, why, how, when, where, what. These cyclical thoughts. And that is just the part we play. We borrow this body from nature to play a part. And when the part finishes, we have to give the body back. And the soul continues on the journey. So to come, to journey into silence is to rediscover again our true essence, being a soul. Okay. Anyone want to say anything at this moment? If not, then we will do some more journeying into the experience of silence. Oh. The question here is there any special practice for when something happens or during the day, what you can do, no? If something unexpected happens? The approach here is you practice when the going is good. And more you expose yourself internally to these experiences, more stronger this spiritual self-awareness becomes. You carry that with you in your day-to-day actions. And that perspective, that soul conscious perspective on things becomes stronger and stronger and natural, so that even when things happen, you will be less impacted, or you more quickly restore, or sometimes you're not even impacted at all about something that before used to impact you, because now there is a different perspective, a different sense of self. And so, for example, now if someone has a big ego about job, doctor, any little thing will be like a big worry and will create lots of waste thoughts. Someone who has been practicing that soul conscious awareness will not have that ego or arrogance. Does the job and does a good job maybe, but doesn't carry the arrogance of it, or doesn't carry the need to be seen, doesn't, the sense of self and self-value is not based on the job. So somebody praises the doctor, it's fine. Somebody criticizes the doctor, is also fine. You listen, is there something to learn? And if yes, you learn and you're happy, thank you. If there's nothing to learn, you say, okay, fine. It will not impact, because your sense of self and your sense of self-value is not associated with that job. But that practice of soul consciousness has to be done beforehand, because we live in a world and we live in a society where this body consciousness is dominant. And all forces are pushing and pulling us into that. So we have to consciously come out of this. And this is why it is beautiful to also experiment and experience the presence and the company of the Supreme Soul. because the Supreme pulls us in that soul conscious state. Just thinking of God as if detaches your mind from the physical. And so more we do that, mind becomes stronger, so that when situations come, you don't get trapped in this turmoil of useless or cyclical or destructive thinking. But we have to prepare, and we kind of do practice when the going is good, and regularly take time for it so that the mind becomes strong in that. Mm. Mm. That they are cursing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. There's a question here asking, how do you block out the noise from other people, the physical noise, no? Someone cursing all the time. How do you block that out? Well, one thing that helps me sometimes when people talking things that are not, I visualize the cartoons. Yeah. They are cartoons and some worms coming out of the mouth or something. Just to entertain myself so I don't get sucked into that negative energy of the action that is there, and keep self light. And but another thing is more the meditation practice becomes strong, and that is why uh, uh, I personally, and it is a suggestion for the regular students of the Brahma Kumaris, to meditate in the early morning, not before your day starts. Take time to meditate and to dive into that soul awareness and the experiences of that. Because more that becomes strong, your concentration also increases. And so when there are people around or things around, saying things, doing things, if I am focused on my own, whatever it is that I'm doing, or just in meditation, then I many times don't even hear what they're saying. But even if I have to listen for whatever reason, entertain yourself with certain thoughts that make it light. And one thing that helps me is I just visualize some cartoon show going on and some worms or something. You know, this cartoon, some smoke coming out of the air and some what is it, lightning and all these things. So someone turns green and starts saying all kind of things. When in the cartoon writing, when they scold, they all kinds of funny things they show, no? So ping, pang, ping, ping. So then I just, in my mind, I do like that. So and more you get these practices, you kind of, I don't feel like I'm blocking it. I feel like I'm protecting myself to not get sucked in a certain negativity that I don't want to be part of. And that doesn't help me, and it doesn't help anybody if I also get into that. This is a while ago, but for work there were meetings, and there was one person who always used to talk with curse words. Even if he was not angry, it still he would talk with curse words. So I would draw some of these, these, how they call it, these talk balloons in cartoons. When people speak, there's draw these talk balloons with all kinds of. So one time he saw that this is what I'm drawing. said, Rona, what are you doing? Nick, these are your notes. I say, yes, these are my notes. Because this is what is being said. He said, what do you mean? So it became like a reason to say, I do not really feel it is needed to talk with all these harsh words. And he kind of reflected a little bit on it. And I said, if your words itself have power and quality and content and depth, there's no need to reinforce it with some curse word. He tried his best. Anyway, you get to feel that this silence is not so much absence of thoughts or absence of words, but the noise is the negatively charged thinking or speaking. And that is what we want to move away from. But at a personal level, you first have to deal with these, these egos inside, all these noise inside. So let us have some practice.
Sister Rona, I don't know if you're going to have time, but what is the best way to deal with those repeated thoughts?
Those what?
Repeated thoughts that keep thinking and thinking the same.
Like I said, no, practice, more you practice that soul conscious, that soul identity state, the others will gradually become less. But another thing that helps is talk to yourself sensibly. There are these funny thoughts in your mind and you say, why is this useful? This is not useful. And distract your mind to a topic that is useful. And this image of clouds is at least for me, is useful. Clouds, they come, but you don't say, oh, cloud, they will go again. So same way, certain thoughts, they come, but if you don't give them attention, then they will go. If you pay attention to other types of thoughts, then those useless thoughts will go. But we have to consciously do this with your mind. And we are not used to doing this with our mind. We are not taught how to use our mind. From childhood, we just let these thoughts run wild. So now you have to take back control and say, no, not these kinds of thoughts. This is useless. Why am I undermining myself?
Yes, I talk to myself. I tell this, no, I don't want to think about this. So, am I going crazy? No.
I want to think about something else. And more you do it, more the mind follows. Okay.
Sister Rona, there are a couple other questions in the chat window. Do you want to take that?
Let's do a practice first, and then we'll address some. This journey into silence, and make the whole coming week, from tonight onwards, the rest of the week and next week, as your individual journey into silence, and every day set time aside to explore this silent mind where there is that soul aware, soul awake state. And so for a few moments, we accept everything as it is. No need to think about this one and that one and this happened, that. It is what it is. The world is how it is. People are how they are. This body is what it is. Fully accept for a few moments. So I don't need to think about all these things. And just become aware of the position of the body. Let the back be straight, feet on the ground. And even bring a sense of appreciation for this body. It's your precious vehicle and it has been serving you for so many years. Become aware of the breathing, inhalation, and just be aware of how the air is pulled into the lungs. And exhale, how the air is pushed out of the lungs. Become aware of the heartbeat, aware of the tension in the muscles and the shoulders and the neck. And let the muscles of the face and the head relax. And take a deep breath. And now create that conscious awareness that there is one who is operating this body. This mouth is not speaking by itself. There is someone who is making this mouth move and produce sound and communicate ideas. These eyes, they don't see by themselves. There is someone who is using these eyes to see and digesting the information coming in through the eyes. That is the inner being, invisible soul. That is the real you. Non-physical, timeless, imperishable being of consciousness, the soul. Who transcends the limitations of this body, who is not male nor female, not black or white, just spirit, soul. And everyone else is also a soul. We're just playing out a part in this big play of human life. And just fill your mind with this awareness of the self as a timeless, imperishable, endless, innately divine being of light. And we can use this image of a star, free, secure, safe, living light. And if other thoughts come in, you say, oh, not now, I'm busy. Just let them go. And you come back to this tiny star and this sense of timelessness, serene, free, benevolent, gentle, innocent, true self, soul. Child of the Supreme. And just allow the mind to kind of be immersed in this sense of stillness and silence. Only spiritual thoughts allowing to be in the mind. And slow thoughts. No need to go in the madness of the ego or attachments. Timeless, free, still, living light. Thank you. Time goes so fast. There were some questions. Maybe
Yeah,
you
but
can.
yeah, then of the question I kind of answered, Sister Una, in a chat window, but I'll just say the question is there any group meditation or techniques how to do? And I have encouraged participants to join our meditation course next week if they are interested. And also on the website, we have many meditation commentaries. Power Boost Good Night is also a really good way for practicing meditation if you're interested.
Yeah. Yes, next week we are starting a new course, which you can be in person, but you have to let us know because we're open, yes, but not for like 40 people, 50 people. So we still need to kind of manage the amount of people to come, but on Zoom, of course, everyone is welcome. On Monday for 7 days in the evening. And yes, there are many other activities that you're most welcome to join. Any other question?
Yeah, but I think we are right on top of the hour.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah, if you want, you can send an
Yeah.
email or, to the
Anyone
center.
who really wants to ask a question, please send us an email and we will reply. And you're most welcome to join us next week. I don't know who does next week. It is not in person, I think. Next week, I don't know.
Thursday, yeah.
Who
We
is
will
the
have
next week?
Just checking it too. It is Ines Frank.
Yeah, so that one will not be in person. Okay. Let's close then.
Sister, can we get the videotape or the written of what we do on Thursdays?
Yeah. Yes, it is recorded, so you can listen to it again, and Sweta will post the link in the website in the
Yes.
chat box. Yes.
Yes.
On our website, all the recordings, no, not on the website. Where is it?
Yes, website also they can find the link, but if you visit a YouTube channel or a Facebook page, then you can see all the live videos that were posted. So basically you see the recording. But for this particular talk, for example, I've posted the YouTube link now in a chat window. And you can also visit the YouTube channel, and there is a playlist called Thursday Talks, Thursday Lectures, I think it says, and you will find all the talks there in that playlist.
Thank you. Thank you.
What time is the meditation in the morning?
We don't have public meditation in the morning. If you want to know more about the advanced activities, then it is good to give us a call. The center is open and one can come and use the meditation room. That, yes, but there are no group public meditations in the morning.
Okay, is that the Peace Village or Manhattan Center?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Manhattan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
let's
thank you.
close with a moment of silence. And as I said, no, I would encourage you all to take this next week, journey into silence, experiment. And at least before you start your day, take some time, 15 minutes, half an hour if possible, to really go and create that soul awareness strongly. And you can use guided meditations, or you can do it yourself, or a mix, and then go into your day. And take the silence with you and draw many cartoons in your mind.
Very good, very good.
Okay.
You are always good in life, sister. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Om Shanti.
Shanti. Let's have a moment of silence together and then we'll close. Thank you. And